What's up, comic and pop culture fans? James with Midhunter Comics here, and we got 5 books back from CGC, and they're really big ones. A couple of them are just big books I've just kind of been waiting to submit, and I also took the opportunity to send a couple already slabbed books that I thought were worthy of a grade bump. We're just going to get started right away, but let me tell you one thing. It took every bone in my body to stop myself from looking at the grades online. So I do not know what these grades are. This is going to be a blind unboxing as per the input from my last unboxing. I'm trying to kind of blur my vision so I don't see the grades. Really don't want to spoil any grades. We got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. It's the first appearance of Betty Brant, first appearance of Sandman. Oh, and by the way, I did get these pressed by a third-party presser that I trust. Book looks fantastic. Who knows? Maybe we could get into the 4s on this. With Amazing Spider-Man 4, it's almost always like a 2.5 or a 3. I wanted to get a 4 because I like the idea of getting an ASM 4 in a 4.0. We'll see. 3.5 off-white pages. Wow. Not bad. Believe it or not, a 3.5 for this book would surprise you how good this is. Hey, I'm super happy about that, actually. Hoped for the 4, but I would absolutely take a 3.5. Let's keep it going. I don't want to look at the books. Oh, yeah, Aquaman. This is Aquaman 11. And it was from the Big Apple Pedigree. I bought this one on eBay. And despite looking up the grader's notes, there were none. No grader's notes. I thought it looked like it could possibly get a grade bump. So this was a CGC graded 7.0 Big Apple Pedigree. And I pressed it. And it got the hoping for an 8.0. 7.5. Hey, I'll take a 7.5. Now, what's interesting about this book, this first appearance of Mera, when it was just a 7.0, I think there was something like there were only 40 or maybe even 30-something that were higher graded than a 7.0. So this book is a really hard book to get in anything above a 6. Now I got a 7.5 and Pedigree. Not bad. I'm pretty sure that turns like a $600 book into maybe $1,000. I could be wrong. I'll put the fair market value up on the side there. But, oh man. That's my first Pedigree book that I own. Although I do have a small pile of Green Lantern books that I believe are Pedigrees. I have to do some research to see if they really are or not. I gotta tell you, that's one of the nicer looking 7.5s you could ever see. Slight dog earring up at the top left. I'm sure that that's what hurt us though. Still looks gorgeous. 7.5 couldn't be happier. Let's see. Oh no, that's the really big boy. I'm gonna save that for last. I don't want to look at the grade. Okay, here we got the first appearance of Modoc. Interesting book. This was Tales of Suspense 94. It's the first appearance of Modoc, right? I sent it to CBCS, and my dumb ass didn't understand their form fully, so I accidentally forgot to press. So it just got graded as is. It got graded as a 7.0 with, I believe, off-white to white pages, and it always bothered me because it didn't look like a 7. It looked way better than that, so I got it pressed and cleaned. Oh my god, that is gorgeous. Who knows? Could we get a grade bump on this? I think it is. Oh, I think it's possible. First appearance of Modoc. Hey. How is it still a 7? This looked better than a 7, and then I cleaned and pressed it, and it's somehow still a 7? I don't totally buy it. Alright, so that's the first disappointment we've got. I'm actually really bummed out about that. Fortunately, a 7.0 of this book doesn't get into the real dollar figures that you want to get. So I'm definitely more into this book than what that is worth, unfortunately. I've submitted it to CBCS and CGC. Man, I thought that that would be such a better grade. That is kind of a bummer. All right, let's keep it going here. 2 books left. This is my Green Lantern 59, first appearance of Guy Gardner. Now, funny thing about this book, this was previously graded by PGX. It was a 9.2 with gorgeous white pages. Now, I knew I had to get it into a CGC slab because my entire collection is with CGC with Green Lantern. So I took a risk, and people sometimes say that PGX grades leniently, so I was worried it might drop to like an 8.5. But when I looked at the book, I actually thought we actually had a possibility of a grade bump. I mean, it was so gorgeous. I actually couldn't really find any discernible flaws with the book. I'm talking any. That's pretty serious. So I did still have it cleaned and pressed. Let's see if we got better than a 9.2, or at least kept the 9.2. 9.2. Kept the 9.2. Didn't get higher, but that's okay. We did apparently lose our white pages, though. Now they're labeling it as off-white to white instead of white pages. That's kind of a shame. I gotta tell you, that looks like white pages to me. I really had my hand in that book. Pretty sure that's white pages, but whatever. Can you complain about it? Not really. It was a PGX 9.2, now it's a CGC 9.2, which from a monetary perspective makes way more sense with CGC. That's frickin' awesome. That's got to be close to like a $1,500, maybe $2,000 book right there. And that's with this book kind of low, like everything else is. So, not bad. Last but not least, I don't want to see that grade. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man 129. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I thought that it stood a chance of getting, I didn't think it could quite get a 9.0, but I thought like an 8.5, maybe on a bad day, 8.0. So let's see. Really? I can't tell which one is more of a oddball 7.0. So is like a 7.0 the new 9.0 or something? I must be missing something. Both these books look insanely gorgeous. If both of these are 7, I gotta tell you that is some of the best 7.0s I've ever seen. This one did get white pages though. Pretty happy about that, but I gotta tell you, I thought bare minimum that book should have gotten an 8.0. So I got to take a look at the notes, kind of see what are we looking at, what happened here, and get back with you. I think for the most part, we actually only had one grade bump. After all that cleaning and pressing, this is the only grade bump. The first appearance of Mara. Still very happy about it. Still very happy that this kept the same grade. I think the disappointment of the day might actually be this one, even more than that one. Because that's still a really respectable grade, but I was way off on that one. I don't know. But this one was a 7, and I cleaned and pressed it because it had never been cleaned and pressed before, and it got a 7. Someone explain that one to me. That doesn't make any sense. And believe me, the biggest thing with this book was a very pressable spine roll, which is gone. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Still, not bad. Not bad at all. Good books to have in the collection, even if, you know, I was hoping for a little bit better. That's okay. I think my favorite one of the bunch still has to be this Green Lantern 59.92. That's sweet. And just to show you the last books before we sign off here today, As always, everybody, keep on hunting. See you next video.